Very good morning and welcome to the 4th of February 2021. The time is exactly 9 minutes past 10 and we're streaming live on two different channels. We're live on Koiki Media page and I'm also live on my personal page, which is Olayomi Koiki. Help us to share the broadcast if you have the opportunity to be watching us. Please share the broadcast and invite all your friends and family to join the broadcast. I'm doing the same thing. I'm sharing the broadcast, and I expect everyone to do the same thing. And you call it one in Nigeria, so I don't know why some of you are scared to even share the broadcast. So don't worry about me. Worry about the generation that is already been kept in bondage. If we do nothing now, it will eventually have a big impact on every one of us. It's going to be just the conversation and the write-up. There's been so many things that have been said in the last 72 hours, and I've followed every conversation. But my conversation this morning is on the topic that I want to discuss. So I'm sharing the broadcast and I expect you to do the same thing. We will play the anthem as usual, and then we will roll on with the conversation. Please do not call and do not interrupt the broadcast. And I hope you are all sharing the broadcast likewise as I'm doing as well. We've been having problem with Facebook for like a couple of days, weeks. We do not own that platform, but it has been of benefit for us and for so many people across the world. But that does not mean that they will tolerate and allow everything on their platform. Until we have our own engineers in the near future that I believe we can do so, where we can have a platform where information will flow without being distorted. A lot of people always say Facebook is not our friend, but Facebook has also been an opportunity where we've been able to engage with millions of people that we don't know. Some of you might not even have opportunity to engage us in terms of seeing me physically. But what Facebook has done is it has allowed our message to travel around the world. So let's play the Yoruba national anthem and then we roll on onto the broadcast. Ilẹ̀ wa, orílẹ̀-èdè wa, kàgbéga, kàgbéga, kàgbéga fàlẹ́rí. Ìgbàjọba ni pé láti bẹ̀rù bàbọ̀ mọ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ni ẹ jẹ́ ká máa lépa. Tẹ̀síwájú ọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde, bọ́ sípò It's going to be a mixture of Yoruba and English. And we hope the message this morning, just as we've been doing for the last 1 year, nothing has changed. But it seems a lot of us are also losing the track and the plot. Majority of us are so excited, but we are also losing the message. Once again, my name is Olayomi Koiki. A lot of you know me as Koiki Media. I've said it so many times. I am not the bravest, and I'm not the smartest among all the Yorubas around the world. I am just an ordinary guy. But what I know is, if we all remain focused, the whole reason why I keep saying we should remain focused is so that we can achieve the Yoruba nation that we're talking about. So many people does not believe that we can achieve it. But because few things that you have been watching, you have been following, some of you now are having maybe a second thought that it can be achieved. But how do we achieve it? What are the steps that we need to do? When we all started shouting, saying that Nigeria is not working, it might work for few of us that lives in Nigeria, but does not mean it works for millions of people living in Nigeria. Do you think that Fulani X-Men started yesterday? The poverty in the land, ṣé ó ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ lánàá ni? Wọ́n ń pààyàn, ṣé ó ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ níjẹta ni? All these atrocity has been going on for a very long time. But myself and you also ignore those atrocities because it was not of concern to us. A lot of us have witnessed all these damage. I'm streaming on 2 different mobile phones. We cannot use the laptop because of location 9. So that means I am streaming from this phone and this phone. So my eyes will be moving, from both sides. But what I want us to understand is Nigeria of today, whether we like it or not, is already overdue to be divided if we want peace to reign. And if everyone is still saying that we should manage and keep Nigeria, what we're going to get is we're going to get more of Fulani terrorists. You call them X-Men, they are terrorists. And it seems a lot of us does not understand the meaning of terrorists. In UK, where I live and a lot of people live, they don't joke with the word terrorist. Even tó bá jẹ́ pé ọmọ ìlú wọn gangan ló wà involved, they don't joke with the word terrorist. Because the word terrorist in the dictionary is not just an ordinary word. And let me try and see if I can pull it up. Once again, a very good morning. A person, let's listen to the meaning of terrorist. A person who uses unlawful violence, intimidation, especially against civilians, in a pursuit of a political aim. Four commercial aircraft were hijacked by terrorists. I'm giving us the full definition of terrorists, because those we are dealing with are not ordinary people. They are full-blown terrorists. Terrorists. A person using cow as a gimmick by moving the cows around with the impression that they are cattle herders, but we know that they are not. Àwọn tí wọ́n ń da ẹran, they are not cattle herders. They are full-blown terrorists. But a lot of us are not looking at it from that angle. So these groups of terrorists who use unlawful violence against the Yoruba people and other tribes, they are also using intimidation against the Yoruba people on our land, especially against the civilians. But a lot of us are not really taking it serious. We are now joking with it. So, if the government of the day, refuse, listen to this now, if the government of the day refuse to deal with these terrorists, these are not cattle rearers. They are full-blown terrorists. But we have a government that does not care about the civilians. We have a government that refuses to deal with these terrorists. A níjọba tí kò ní ìfẹ́ aráàlú. Ìfẹ́ aráàlú tó yẹ kó wà lára ìjọba kò sí lára wọn. Àwọn wá allow àwọn terrorists come and roam around the whole southwest and southeast and the north. Everyone thought the problem was in the north. The north ni wọ́n ti ń pa àwọn èèyàn, north ló ti ń jíyàn gbé, north ló ti ń ṣe jàǹbá yẹn. Now, ó ti wá désàlẹ̀ báyìí nísìnyí. Àwa ṣe wá wake up. A lot of us, including me, we thought the problem was only in the north, until we started seeing images, messages, information coming out that people were kidnapped, killed, ransom paid. Who are those operating in that level? They are the terrorists. And we've said it so many times on all our programs. If I go back to the Global Terrorism Index, which I'm just opening quickly, Nigeria must break. That is our focus. Is not the Fulani leaving our land that we are discussing. Nigeria must break. out of the whole world, ní gbogbo àgbáyé pátápátá, Nigeria remained number 3 out of the whole world that have the biggest share of the terrorists globally. The question I'm asking now is, who are those behind these terrorists? And why is the government of the day, both federal and the state, refuse to do the right thing? Is it not time now for every one of us to become self-defense? They can defend our. Are we still going to be waiting for Oyo State Governor, Seyi Makinde, Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Ogun State Governor, Dapo Abiodun, Ekiti, Kayode Fayemi, Ondo State, Akeredolu, Osun, I keep forgetting that one, I think Rauf or whatever it's called. I'll remember his name now. The Osun State Governor, I remember his name. Oyetola, and Kwara, Kogi. Do you think they can protect you from these terrorists? Do you think that they have the means to protect you from these terrorists? Because these are not cattle rearers, they are full-blown terrorists. And they are operating with full impunity on our land. But yet, majority of us are still thinking that we can manage Nigeria when we are number 3 around the whole world. Àwa ni ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹta ní ìlú àgbáyé. When we talk about the whole world, we are not talking about Africa now. We are talking about the whole global world. Nigeria is number 3. The terrorists supposed to do like that. So that means the tendency of you being killed is very, very high. Because Mobiti wà ní gbogbo Nigeria. But they are operating with full impunity. And there's nobody that can stop or prevent them. There's nobody that can stop them. But what they want is èmi àti ẹ̀yin ká láǹfààní àti fi ilẹ̀ wa sílẹ̀ fún wọn. Èmi wá ń bi wá níbéèrè pé ǹjẹ́ ẹ máa fi ilẹ̀ wa sílẹ̀ fáwọn tẹ́rọ́rìsì yìí kó kúkú gbà kúrò lọ́wọ́ wa káwa máa wá pariwo nìkan lẹ́yìn odi torí pé àwọn tó wà nínú ilé wọ́n máa sọ̀kàn fún wọn torí pé wọ́n ti kó wọn lẹ́rú. That's the question I'm asking. Should we leave it for them? Or should we leave it for these bloody politicians? All these Maradona politicians that have more than 20 security that moves around with them, that a terrorist would definitely not move closer to that convoy. Or is this an ordinary person that just wants to visit his mother in Edo State, but was kidnapped and killed? I'm sure some of you have seen the picture of that man. He was meant to return back to US in Atlanta. And is no longer with us because he was killed by terrorists. So who are we expecting to protect our lives against these terrorists? Oh, you are all waiting for Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho to be the one. I'm sure that's what some of you are waiting for. But you are also waiting for his mistake. As you are all excited, seeing him moving around with his own energy, the risk is no longer something for somebody like that because they have taken so many risks in his life. And for those that know him very well. But some of you are very, very happy to quickly also condemn him. The question I'm asking is, how Obawaba to say the right thing against the terrorists operating on Yoruba land? Are we going to get to this stage? And the question I'm asking is, ṣé Sunday Igboho nìkan ló máa ṣe gbogbo wàhálà yìí? Oh, you're expecting him alone to do all these on our behalf? Ṣé nǹkan tẹ́ gbogbo wa ń dúró dè nìyẹn? À ń dúró pé kí Chief Sunday Igboho òun nìkan ni kó dìde, òun nìkan lọ́mọ Yorùbá. 1 million Fulani ò lè dá òun nìkan dúró. But what about you? What guarantee you from Lagos to Ondo State without being kidnapped or killed? So are we expecting one person to conquer the whole Yoruba land on our behalf? The question is, what has the others done on our behalf? What have they done on our behalf? We're just happy each time we go out. So we show the video is out, and you think that is going to be the only thing to do. I keep playing the call. So you believe that each time Chief goes out to say we don't want Fulani, they are not Fulanis. These are full-blown terrorists we are dealing with. But they are using the cattle rearers as a gimmick to do the damage on the Yoruba land. And all the politicians, the well-to-do, because they have a lot of security on their own convoy. But even we know that Borno State governor was attacked twice by this same terrorist. So that means it is not new, whatever Chief said, that you must have heard or listened to. Does not make any difference. But what are you ready to sacrifice as a Yoruba person? Kí ni wọ́n kàn fi sacrifice nínú nǹkan tá a gbé dání nísìn? Kí ni nǹkan tí wọ́n náà fi sacrifice? He's got nothing to lose. And none of us, including me, told him to start what he's doing. What are you going to start that would also make headway around the world? It doesn't matter wherever your location is. Some of you say we are taking a lot of risk. But my question is, are we not already living in a risk country? Are we not already living in a risk country where we are number 3 in the world when it comes to where terrorists are operating without nobody? Do you know that they are living so comfortable in our land, other land, that some of us are not seeing it, but some of us are thinking that it is just through media talking. Ẹ sọ fún bàbá kó yé ṣe interview mọ́, ẹ sọ fún kó yé ṣe interview mọ́, interview ti pọ̀ jù, wọ́n ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ tó pọ̀ jù. Ó ní ìgbà tó bá pa ìyá àti bàbá ẹ̀ ló máa mọ̀ pé ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń sọ yẹn wọ́n ti sọ̀rọ̀ tó. Because some of us are now saying that we should tell him to calm down with the interview. But nígbà tí wọ́n ti pa ìyá ẹ̀ àti bàbá ẹ̀ ló ṣe sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Tó bá yẹ pé Fúlàní táwọn aláwọn ìyá kan tó ń sọ pé wọ́n bá wọn ìyá wọn sùn àti àwọn àbúrò wọn, ìwà máa sọ pé kí ṣífù ṣe sùúrù pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ interview tó ń ṣe. Ìwọ ló bá wọn máa ṣe interview yẹn gbà yẹn. Because some of you have not felt the pain of what these terrorists have done. That's why you are saying, ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń sọ yẹn ti pọ̀ jù. Koiki sọ fún Chief kò yẹ sọ̀rọ̀ púpọ̀ jù mọ́. Maybe we should tell him to stop completely. So that came at ẹ̀yin. Ṣé fi pé tí Chief bá stop, àwọn máa stop ni. Ṣé fi pé tẹ́mi bá stop, ẹ̀yin náà máa stop ni. Ìjà yóò ń ṣèjà mi, kò ń ṣèjà Chief. The question is, what role do you want to play? What role do you want to play? Because you believe that nothing can happen to you. I pray so. Some of you still have maybe a different ambition completely for the Yoruba agenda. Oriol, Elaine Indoji. Yeah. They take him out. Whoever that person is. I read all the comments. Do you think that before we started talking, Igboho came along the line? I have been shouting before Chief came onto the message. And I have stand firm on the same message. My message is not for Fulani. My message is we're breaking up this country. And that is where the position is. We're going to break up this country regardless of whatever any one of you think. Tó bá máa dogun kọ́ dogun, báwo ló ní dogun tẹ́lẹ̀? Bá ṣe ń bá lọ yìí. Ìgbà wo ni kò ní dogun? Ẹni tó bá ṣe ń sọ pé Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kó dogun. Ọlọ́run ẹ fọlọ́run sílẹ̀. Àní kó dogun kí ọ̀nà lè kọjá fún gbogbo wa. If not, àwọn tí ẹ ń rò pé wọ́n jẹ́ èèyàn kékeré yẹn, àwọn terrorists àwọn yẹn, wọ́n á lé gbogbo wa kúrò lórí ilẹ̀ yìí, àní lè mímọ́. Ṣùgbọ́n ní ká jẹ́ kó dogun. Àní terrorists operate nílẹ̀ wa, ẹ̀ ní pé ẹ̀fẹ́ yẹ kó dogun. Àní kó dogun yẹn gangan làwa fẹ́. Sọ́dà tó bá di ogun yẹn, everything máa scatter. A lè rí ọ̀nà kọjá lọ on the other side. It doesn't matter how long it will take. Kò bá take years. We've been living in fear and danger for a very long time. And we must end Nigeria. And if anybody is still dreaming that there will be 2023, Kakaki 2023, we will create a lot of anarchy all over the country, especially in the southwest. Kakaki 2023, ṣẹlẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, I'll create anarchy here, and we don't have to go into details what we will do. Because we have a government that sit down and allow the Yorubas and the other tribes to be killed on a daily basis. And they refuse to do anything because they have their own agenda that they do in closed-door meetings. Oh, you think the government does not know who are those behind all these terrorists? So are we now saying that we don't have intelligence for the government to decide who are those behind it? From day one, I have told us since last year, even before Chief came into the picture. I know when Chief came into the picture. I know the first time I spoke to him. And I have stand my ground up to date that we break up this country. Nothing less, nothing more. If all the politicians cares now, let them back down, because we will not allow election to hold in this country in 2023. That's if Nigeria does not break before then. Because the way things are going, a lot of Nigerians are now understanding that this is not a fight for one person. This is a fight for every single one of us. This is not a fight about me. This is a collective effort. And if you think the international community will do anything, they're not going to do anything. Because they are not going to get involved in a sovereignty country as it stands right now. But when it goes into chaos, they will then intervene. Because at that time, things will no longer be sweet for them as well. But presently now, if anyone is expecting that UK, America, Germany, France, United Nations, Japan, China, Russia will come down to Nigeria and break us away, then we all have something wrong with us. But we must remain focused. And that focus is we are no longer interested in Nigeria. It does not matter how many conversations you hear from chief that you are not excited with or you are not happy with. Tó o bá sọ, ẹlòmíì náà máa tún sọ. No, you shouldn't grant interview. You shouldn't grant interview. You shouldn't do this. But we are happy that terrorists continue to operate with impunity. Tó o bá sọ, ṣé ọba ni kó bá wa máa sọ? Àbí politician? Have you heard anybody talking about what he's been talking about? Have you heard anybody talking exactly the way we want to hear it? Ǹjẹ́ a ti gbọ́ kéèyàn kọ̀ọ̀kan máa sọ bí ṣìpù ṣe ń sọ yẹn? Ṣèbí nǹkan táwa ti ń sọ bọ̀ ká dẹ̀ ṣe ń sọ with all the media houses. Now we've seen other media houses. Those ones are looking for traffic. Ṣọ́rọ̀ traffic là ń sọ nísìnyí. Everybody now wants to take 2 minutes. I remember when I said I was going to burn down the Nigerian embassy in London. Some of you never even watched the full video. But because you heard I was going to burn down the Nigerian embassy, some of you castigated me as at that time. Do I care? No, I don't give a toss. Some of you were standing as at that time. Now. But now you realize that a Fulani man poked out the eyes of a Yoruba girl in Yoruba land. I'm sure some of you have seen the video. Ask yourself if that was your sister or your daughter. Because embassy and don't know long. Embassy bad the control. As I start time, some people were saying that our lack embassy, Chawana operated. Embassy T, Awusa Bawa operate. Awusa Fulani don't operate. I remember some of you, as at that time, were so full force condemning my action or my reaction of what I said. So, ṣé ó dá kí wọ́n gbé bàbá Èkìtì níjọ́ náà lọ́hùn àti pé kébì ju embassy? Just the same way you've had so many conversations that chief have said. Ṣé tó bá jẹ́ pé àwọn ọba yẹn ti gbé ìgbésẹ̀ tó yẹ kó gbé, ṣé ó máa dé stage tá à ń sọ yìí? Ṣé èmi la ṣe ń gbọ́ pé àwọn ọba jáde lọ sọ́dọ̀ àwọn ìjọba wa tó ń padà wá ìtàgbẹ́kọ̀sọ wọ ọba wa lọ sọ́dọ̀ ọ̀hún Kí ló dé tí wọ́n sọ fún wọn pé ṣe Nàìjíríà mọ́? Kí ló dé nínú ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn láti sọ? Our people are tired of being part of Nigeria. Let us come around the table. Let us break up this country peacefully. If not, Koluka could not prepare for war. Kí ló pọ̀ nínú yẹn? Because what is big in that to say this country is not working? Nígbà tó mú MK Abiola, as at the time tó mú MK Abiola, gbogbo ọ̀rẹ́ evidence ní sí pé àwọn kan ló tún jẹ́ lára àwọn ọba tí wọ́n kó bá wa. Ṣé ká máa bá lọ báyìí? Èmi ń bí gbogbo wa ní o. The old union that started in 1960 have been distorted. Union that we joined in 1960 has been damaged because as of 1966, the whole thing break up. And that means we are not even operating from what was our union as of 1960. So if anybody is saying that, what we are doing now is not the right way, tell me the right way. What should we be doing now? What should we be doing now? This union that the 419 country that joined us together, and that pain is what we are still going through now. But some of you have not been able to see the damage. You cannot tell me now that if London will see, oh, no, hey, shut up your mouth. Since I've arrived, I've even seen worst case scenario. Worst case scenario. Yes, I've not been coming out frequently because I told you in December that there's no point coming out frequently anymore. What we need now is we need the action. And now those actions are coming out. Some of you are saying it is too much. Is that not what you're saying? Chief, was sorry, but I think it's sort of do. Don't you know his voice now is the echo that will also help us along the line with everything every single one of us will do? But we're going on this thing, everything overreact. Tí bá sọ fún bàbá yẹn nísìn pé gbogbo nǹkan tó jẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ interview àti kinní kan ẹ má tẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ ẹ má tẹ̀ ṣe anything mọ́. Ṣé it makes sense? I know some of you are saying ẹbí Koiki wà pẹ̀lú chief ẹ ṣe wọ́n guarantee kí wọ́n ṣe interview kí wọ́n ṣe zoom kí wọ́n ṣe kinní kan ṣé kó tún máa sá fún àwọn èèyàn ẹ̀ kẹ́ pé sórí zoom meeting. Ta ni ò tí bu ọba rí nu gbogbo yín tẹ́ jókòó yẹn tẹ́ ń wo ṣó yìí? Ta ló tí bú Donald Trump rí? Ta ló bú Queen Elizabeth rí? So kí wá ló kí níyàtọ̀? Wọ́n ní ọmọ káàrọ̀ jìrì a máa ń bọ̀wọ̀ fọba ni. À ń bọ̀wọ̀ fọba lóòótọ́ àmọ́ kọ́ba náà bọ̀wọ̀ fún wa pé a fẹ́ sínú Nàìjíríà mọ́. We are tired of this country. This country is literally has collapsed. What ṣẹ́rí nǹkan tẹ́yìn ò tí rí tẹ́mi ti rí. I'm telling you of what I've seen into ojú mi rí láwọn operation tá ti lọ. Ẹ tó bá ní pé bílù yóò ní break kò ní dá fún ẹni náà. Nìkan tójú mi ti rí. Ẹni tó bá sọ pé kí lùi kó má break kò ní ẹni náà ní ṣàǹfààní. Torí ẹ mọ ìyà tí wọ́n ti sọ àwọn èèyàn wa dì. But some of you, because you have your family that are still part of the political elite, tí ẹ̀ ń jagbà lọ́wọ́ wọn, ìyájọ́ $500. Alẹ́ nítorí tí government officials tó ń send owó sẹ́lòmíì abroad, ẹlòmíì jẹ́ tẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà. Bí ẹ tó bá ní kẹ́ bá wọn ṣe one or two things. So you think that is the reason why we must keep Nigeria? Bí a torí pé o mọ Ṣèyí Mákindé ó máa fún ẹ ní contract, ẹlòmíì ní sìn gbogbo tá à ń ṣe ní sìn bí bàtẹ́ pé a fẹ́ baṣẹ́ jẹ́ torí ó ti lájẹ́ndà 2023 ẹlòmíì ó sì fẹ́ suck nǹkan wà lábẹ́ wọn nísìn. A country that is hopeless. This country is hopeless. But because a lot of you have not seen behind the scene, I have cried and cried since I came into the country, looking at the poverty level. Ṣé rí poverty tó ń sọ lórí tẹlifíṣàn yẹn, poverty tó ń sọ yẹn, ó yàtọ̀ sí poverty tèmi rí o. Yorubas are living in a real abject poverty. Our old land has been destroyed, completely destroyed. I'm not talking about the one that the terrorists cattle rearers because they are terrorists. I'm not talking about those ones. I'm talking about the damage that has been done on the Yoruba land. I've been to Osun State. I've been to a few other states that I don't want to mention. I've been on our road recently. I have traveled at night. I have moved around. But some of you don't understand that if we continue to say we hold on for another 2023, including myself. So it is better now we all start acting without waiting for one person. Some of you are just waiting. Tabari shift to wá sọ̀rọ̀, Tabari shift kó ṣe video. That is what we are waiting for. And let me say invest in Nigeria. You want to invest in a country that is hopeless. I pity some of us that are trying to invest in this shithole fucking country. I pity you. I pity you. I pity some of you. Whether you want to invest in property, whether you want to start up a business, whether you want to bring Oyinbo people to come and invest in this country, I just laugh. Because you are literally telling yourself you are investing in a country that is operating. You want to invest in a country where terrorists will be your boss. It does not matter how much you want to make. Just pray that you do not get captured. Then you will realize the danger. We traveled for 2 hours on a very, very bad road. 2 hours, no light at all, no pitch dark. 2 hours driving. And you say you want to invest in this part of the world because you can make a big return. Is that not what the late Dr. Fatai Aborede wanted to do? I'm asking, do you know the amount of money he invested with tractors? I'm on a live broadcast at the moment. I'm able to speak. All right, Bob. I'm on live on Koiki Media page and Olayomi live. Is that not what the late Dr. Fatai Aborede that was killed? Was that not what you wanted to do? Just like some of you have this ambition, and that will invest in Nigeria, even though you have 60% believe in Nigeria that you will make money, but you love Yoruba nation, but you are waiting to invest your resources in Nigeria, inside Nigeria, but you don't want to invest your resources out to get us out of this country called Nigeria. So you are doing a cat and mouse. You are deceiving yourself. I will never invest in this country, even if I'm going to be making millions of naira, because it is not worth it. But the system is not there. The system is just not there. We pray for the soul of Dr. Fatai. I watched another one, I think on the day we came back from Ilaro, that Heritage Air, where the man also came to invest in farming. You know, we always love to say, let us go and do farming in Nigeria. But we forgot that we have terrorists operating on our land. They are not cattle rearers, they are terrorists. But a lot of us, we become so excited that about the 20,000 pounds, about that's in Nigeria, and make 100,000 pounds. But we forgot that the whole country now is under a terrorist. The government itself is terrorist, but we also now have another terrorist operating with full-blown impunity. I've been to villages. I've listened to our mothers, our fathers, our sisters, our brothers. Okay, all right, it's back. Some of us might think that we are just overemphasizing these, but what a lot of you don't know is the damage that this country called Nigeria has done on us. It will take years, even after we eventually leave. Let us go and prepare that we are going to fight our way out, because nobody is ready to rescue us. And that means we will fight our way out. And if you think it is one person that will lead the fight, we're deceiving ourselves. I have said it. It's a big elephant, and we're going to kill it from different sides. Staying in the comfort zone and looking at pictures is different from what I have seen on ground. But you are being deceived by all the politicians that there's going to be hope one day. But they know at the back of their mind that there's no hope in this country. That's why you can see them. They joke around it. Most of their families are not living in this country anymore. They've moved them out. And the few that are here, they give them a lot of security. They protect them. We asked you all to go and sign the petition. As at the time of the first petition, people thought it was not necessary. The force majeure is getting closer. 90 days will eventually come true. 2023 is not going to hold. Oh, yes, everybody knows that. But everybody is more focused on chief. Rather, we should be focused on what we are going to do. But we focus lórí chief. Ìyẹn là ń focus lé lórí. People expect us to ask for something before it is done. when we should know the right thing to do at the right time. When we should have and know what we should be putting in place. Some of you have seen it in the dream that we have to fight. Some of you say we should pray. Are we going to wait for somebody to give us the command before we act? We're waiting for somebody to give us the command before we act. But one thing I want us to remember is the fight for a Yoruba nation is not Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho's fight. The fight for Yoruba nation is for every single one of us. Every single one of us. Àfi tẹ́ bá fẹ́ yẹ kí ìrànwọ́ kó parẹ́ pátápátá. A ní láti dúró de ọba. A ní láti dúró de politician. When the time gets closer, every one of us must be prepared to take up all the roles. If otherwise, we might as well just forget about the whole movement. But some of us are not going to back down. Some of us are ready to take all the risk inside it. Maybe not everybody. And we must not deceive ourselves that it is one person that will lead. Every single one of us will lead. Every single one of us. We need as many speakers. Campaign has not finished. Awareness has not been done. As you are not awareness and campaign, by now we should have stockpile of unbilled, they call it in Nigeria. We call it flyers in Europe. We don't even have single flyers. So what role are we all playing then? Oh yes, we talked about transportation. This is not even something that we should still be discussing. By now, people should be saying, bus country, but because we are thinking this is a job. I think pátápátá. A fẹ́ wo ìjọba tó fẹ́ dá wa dúró ká bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí move state to state with convoy. A fẹ́ máa gbùdù lọ sí state to state nísìn. It doesn't have to be involved with Chief Sunday Adeyemo. We already have programs that we were doing before. But everybody now, we ask, what should we do? A fẹ́ gba ìlú. Anyway, as usual, I will have to end it here. I'll try and be back again later on in the night. We need as many banners, stickers, leaflets. Ìyẹn lè ká máa ṣe kó máa pọ̀ bá ṣe ń jáde ká máa pín. Ìjọba kankan lè dá wa dúró mọ́ nísìnyí o. The federal government knows that the Yorubas are going, but the Yorubas must prove it that we are going. one of you can do 1,000 flyers. Don't ask us if you cannot say party stickers. By now, all you should be we should be having full of stickers, leaflets. But here we are every day, repeating the same thing, repeating the same thing. But people, I have told you, if you don't get me on the phone, leave the message to the person, I'm not in Europe, I'm not in UK, so definitely I need an assistant because we have more work to do. And we are doing our best. And we are not going to disappoint anybody. But I've said it. Give us the material. Let us paint the whole Southwest. Not one state, the whole Southwest. And you have materials. Kẹwàá mọ̀ bóyá wọ́n ní gbọ́n ní abúlé ẹ̀ àbí níbi tí wọ́n bá ń gbé. Once again, I will end it here, but the focus I want us to remember is this fight, this agitation. We must remain focused. Yoruba nation, no going back. Everybody must play a role. Don't leave it to one person alone. Every one of you watching us and those that will watch it later. I give kudos to all our media houses. I have not been live, but they've been live continuously, and I've been following them as well. We must take our awareness campaign to every part of Yoruba land. We need stickers. We need handbills, flyers, banners, buses. Not one, not two, not three. We must roll it out and start moving on convoy state to state with awareness. Tọ́ba bí aláya wọn dá níbi tá a bá ti ń gbé awareness yẹn lọ kọ́dà wa dúró ibi tá a ti máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ wàhálà nìyẹn. Wọ́n á wá sọ bóyá a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ anarchy o, bóyá ìjọba àgbáyé wọ́n ní a lè ṣe awareness. Èmi fẹ́ kí awareness yẹn kó rìn kó tó di pé èmi máa gbéra kúrò ní bíbá. But up to now, we are still struggling. Yes, we've raised money. The one that we have raised towards the coach on the 18-seater is not even up to 2 million. One day, Silaro, give me the book. Ilaro the whole expenses on that day was 447,000 naira. Nimono. That's the total. One day, 447,000. That was on the 1st of February 2021. On the 26th, the total as at 1st of February 2021 was 1.283 million. I didn't know 447,000 naira one day. You can see that it is not a joke. We will continue to do our own little best, but it is up to every one of us. Some of you can do face cap in their thousands. T-shirt. Ẹ má fi dáyàn kan lọ́rùn náà. Mo ní sọ jù báyìí lọ. My name is Olayomi Koiki. Location 9 ni mo ti bá yín sọ̀rọ̀. We are not scared of this government. Elédùmarè nìkan we are scared of. Yoruba nation is not going back, and we remain very, very focused. Have a very good morning. Good afternoon, wherever you are. I can see everybody. I'm not going to mention everybody's name. Like I said, we're trying to make sure that the awareness goes different places. And I'll be back. I'll try and be back later on tonight if I have the strength. Have a very good afternoon. Bye for now.